everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the last batch of Disney Plus live-action Marvel Legends figures from worst to best. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. The Sharon Carter figure is just okay. She's very boring top to bottom, all the way around, very bland. Good for kit bashing, but not much else. The Emily Van Camp head is just okay. There isn't that much paint on it on the top. It's pretty alright as far as the roots go, but it's kind of just there, I guess. It does swivel around pretty well and goes down and up, but the hair does hinder it a lot. Out, up, all the way around, swivel over here at the elbow, and a joint that doesn't really go that well. We do get a swivel right over here, and then up and down on the fist. That's just okay. The jacket's doubled up, so you get a green outer, blue inner. They are rubber, they move fine. You do get a swivel at the chest and back and forward and hula hoop all the way around. You get splits this far. You go in this far, out, down, all the way back. You get a swivel at the top, no swivel at the bottom, down, up, and then pivot, kind of, with two peg holes at the bottom of the feet. She's an alright figure, I would guess, and she is pretty much just okay. She also stands at about just under 6 inches tall or so. She comes with a baton and a knife she can hold pretty well. The knife is really not intimidating at all. It's pretty rubbery. The baton looks nice though. I could see it reused a little bit. And it even has a little bit of paint out by the handle. That's nice. Classic Loki is up next. I really thought I would be in love with this figure, but I am not. He looks dirty and really bad in that kind of way. It isn't really a nice looking dirt, it's more just haphazardly scattered throughout. This looks awful over here. I'm just really upset about it. His face doesn't look that great. Anyways, it doesn't look much like Richard E. Grant from any angle, I think. The horns, I'm always worried they'll get broken off or something. And it's just kind of a shame how this looks. It looks dirty in a bad way, and the wash is really poorly applied. That's a real crying shame. There isn't much wash on the bottom, too, either. If there was wash over here, it'd be fine. The boots and shoes are the most dirty part of the, I think, costume, and yet they're not dirty at all. Even the hands and the gloves aren't really that dirty. This is classic Loki in name only. You do get a swivel at the head, and back and forth all the way around. Okay, so I'm not going to move this arm because it keeps trying to break off. I'll just go with this one. It goes up this far, down this far, kind of all the way around because of the cape. You can't really remove the cape at all, by the way. It just stays there. It's fine, I guess. There is some dirtying on the inside, and that's really weird. You do get a swivel over here and a double jointed elbow. That works kind of okay. The arms at the biceps are really weak, and it's about to break, and that's a real shame. There is some nice, at least, sculpting over here, which is fine, I guess. You do get a good elbow, though, with a swivel right over here, and an up and a down for this outstretched hand, going down as far as I can. Back, forward, swivel. You get out this far, in, up this far, back, not really that great. Swiveling it, you can actually make him do a nice knee right there, which works pretty fine. You do not get a swivel at the boot cuff. That's stupid. Down, up, and then pivot with two peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Yeah, this guy is, I don't know what to say. He's just kind of awful. It's a real shame. That's kind of terrible. I thought I liked him in the show a lot. I like him in the show a lot. I just don't like him as an action figure. And he stands at a little over 6 inches tall. A somewhat redeeming factor of the classic Loki figure is that he comes with some pretty alright accessories. I like these magic effects on the sides. They're really nice even though they're reuse. These hands are kind of weird. They're painted awfully. You do get a swivel and then a hinge down and up on that. The new head is fine, I guess. It doesn't look that great to me. It looks like, I think, Chevy Chase, honestly. It's kind of weird. You do get an all the way around with that. Some pivot, back and forward, some swivel. It's nice, but I wish we just had something better with this guy, or maybe even a different figure at all. Miss Marvel is up next. Kamala Khan is a good figure, yet I don't know. It's just a lot of reuse for me, I guess. I like the shininess. It reminds me of how the original figure wasn't really that shiny, but this one is. And it looks nicer, I think. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of the metallic Rangers for Power Rangers versus the regular ones. It's a really shiny paint job they did, and it looks great. The head can go left and right, back, forward, pretty nicely, I think. It works out really well. The hair doesn't really obstruct that much. Sharon Carter could learn a lesson from her. Goes up, not really that far, down all the way around. You do get a swivel at the elbow. Goes up this far and down. You swivel at the fist. Goes up and down at the fist. You do get swivel over here, back and forward all the way around. It doesn't really go that far because of the skirt. It doesn't really go that up or back because of the skirt. You do get a swivel right over here, though, and a double jointed knee. Doesn't really want to work well for mine. There we go. Moving that, you do get a down and a up and then a pivot with 2 peg holes at the bottom of the shoes. The shoes look nice. There are a little bit of paint issues with that. I like the sculpting over on the side here. That's a nice little touch. The bangle, of course, is pretty cool over here, and the sculpting over here is nice. So the sculpt and paint are pretty good for Miss Marvel over here. I just wish it was either on a better, newer body mold. It looks fine, I guess, but there's something more it needs, I think. She stands at a little bit under 6 inches tall, maybe 5.5 inches or so. Jimmy Woo is up next. This is my favorite head sculpt, I think, in this at least set of characters, except for one maybe. Really nice looking though. He looks really cool. It's just spot on to Randall Park. I love this a lot. I might even put it on my Mr. Fantastic. Who knows? You do get a swivel for it and back and forward, and you get some nice pivot for attitude. A little badge, which is great for other characters and stuff, is a nice accessory he comes with. It's a loose necklace. The jacket is pretty cool, and underneath, suited body. So you know what that means. He can't really stand that well, and that's a crying shame. That's a bummer for this figure. You do get back this far, forward this far, swivel over here, up, down, all the way around. Kind of limited on that up because of the jacket, I think. Swivel and double joint elbows going up this far, down, swivel, up and down. And with this hand, he has a card. It is actually printed, and that's really nicely done. It's really hard to read too, but it does say his name, where he's, coming from, and everything. He also comes with this other hand in its place, if you want to do a magic trick for him. It's nice. They both, rotate this much, this far. You do get splits this far, in, up, nice, down. Pin, all pinned, by the way. Up, pretty okay. Swivel, no swivel, down, up, and pivot on those horrible, horrible feet with 2 peg holes. Doesn't really want to stand, and that's a shame. He can't really stand. I wanted to put him higher. I was waiting for this guy. I love this guy. He was really great in the show, yet not really my cup of tea as far as an action figure, which is a real shame. He does stand at about 6 inches tall or so. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. As of this review, this is a bittersweet kind of character I'm going over right now, because Jeremy Renner was recently in a snowplow accident. I'm glad he's okay, he's recovering, but this may be the last Hawkeye figure we'll get for quite some time, and this head sculpt is kind of spot on with how we've seen him in the past few weeks or so. A lot of scratches and some bandaging. It looks really spot on to him, to the point where I'm thinking of just getting rid of all the other Hawkeye figures and just keeping this one. I really do like this body mold. However, it's just kind of run-of-the-mill for me, things I've seen before. Pinless joints are nothing new by now. This elbow looks a little bit out of place, I would think. The purple's nice. Needs a little bit more of it, I would think. Just something else would be great. His head moves around this much, back and forth on a hinge joint. Good to see that again. Down. The head sculpt looks really, really, really like Jeremy Renner, and I'm very happy about it. You do get out this far, down all the way around. You do get a swivel right over here. Double joint elbows, pretty fine and really nice, actually. Swivel over here at the fist with a down and a back, because I just moved this for the first time. Swivel at the hips and back and forth. And out with the hips, very nicely done. I'm definitely keeping this guy up, down, back. It's alright, not the best. Swivel, and then down and up with the pivot. Nothing at the need more calf joints, guys. And 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. It's a nice figure, not the best figure out of any of them, but he's alright. He does come with this, by the way, letting you know, take it off, put it in, don't twist it. It was going to break on mine, so I'm just keeping it right here, but this is an accessory for him. It's a very nice looking figure and pretty cool, I think. He looks good and stands at about, I would say, under 6 inches tall, maybe 6 inches tall or so. He also comes with a bow and a splayed out hand, as well as a holding hand for that bow. It's a nice looking bow, pretty cool. It has some good wrapping detail on here. It's a compound bow. We do get the nice hand over here. It can go back and forward, as well as swivel. This hand can go up and down, as well as swivel. It's really nicely done, and I like the detail that the hands are different. It's really nice and accurate for an archer. Having only watched one episode of Moon Knight, Mr. Knight is a character I'm not really familiar with, so forgive me. He looks really cool, though. I like how it's pure white. It's very nicely done, very sleek, a good sheen, very, very well done. This is awesome. I really like how he looks, to be concise. This is great. Wow, I'm very impressed. He has sandals and some good pants, and the jacket's brand new. The tie is brand new. They really went out with Moon Knight for this. The head sculpt is fantastically done. I really like how this is made. Wow. You get a back and a forward for the head, a swivel, and then some pivot right over here. Up, not really that far, down, all the way around. You get a swivel over here at the bicep. You do get double jointed pinned elbows. Swivel and then hinge up and down over here at the hand. You also get back pretty okay, forward pretty okay, swivel. I'm surprised with this overlay. That's nice. People have cut it out, but I'm like, no, you're gonna lose this nice detail. Swivel again, out, in, up, back, not really that far. Pinless knees. Nice. Not as great as I thought, but nice. Swivel over here, and then pivot with down. I said down. There we go. Wow, that's a lot. And then up is pretty alright. And then you get 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. He looks really cool, and I'm pretty happy with him. He's a really nice character and figure. Super duper cool. And he stands at about a little bit over 6 inches tall. As far as accessories goes, he comes with these 2 hands that can swivel and then hinge down and up instead of side to side. They also comes with these little things. I don't know what they are. They're like scrolls, or it's like little circular cylindrical tablet looking things. I'm not sure what this is, if it has any more relevance in the show at least, but they look cool and I like them a lot. They're nice. Kate Bishop is a cool character. I really liked her a lot. Kate Bishop. Anyways, she looks very nice. I like the head sculpt. I'm not in love with it. It's pretty okay for me. I don't really see Haley Stenfield in this, and it's kind of a shame. I don't know. I mean, the more I look at it, it is kind of growing on me, actually. You know? Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. It looks better on camera than it does in real life, though, which is kind of weird. The head sculpt is nice, though, as far as the hair. It's in a little ponytail back here. Just careful with that. You can swivel and then back and forth on a hinge. I can feel all the way around. Maybe it's a ball. I'm not really sure exactly. You do get butterfly joints, which is really nice for this. That's awesome. Really glad. You go up this far, down, all the way around. You get a swivel right over here. Double jointed elbows. Very nicely done. Swivel right over here and up and down on this hand. And the same for this one over here. All the way around here. You want to be, and back and over here and forth. You want to be careful lining up this zipper. I kind of hate this kind of thing on figures, and that's a shame. But out, in, up. Not really that great. Back. Pinless, double jointed knee on a female. Down. Swivel up here. No swivel down here. Down, up, and pivot. Pivot. With 2 peg holes on the feet. Nice pants, by the way. Look really cool. Little purple is a nice little touch. Some pockets and whatnots. Very nicely done. Yeah, I'm very happy with this figure. She looks really awesome, I think. She also does come with this. Again, I'm not really going to swivel to remove it. Just going to try to take it out of the back. Oh, it actually is part of the back. Never mind. It's an overlay. That's nice. They should have given that to Hawkeye. That would have been much better, I think. You can take this off if you take the head off, I believe. But I'm going to keep it on her because it looks cool. Gives a little bit of asymmetry. It's a nice little piece. No arrows inside. And yeah, this is a pretty good figure. Kate Bishop is really nicely done. And I'm very happy with how they made this figure. That's really awesome. So going over how tall she is, she stands at about 6 inches tall or so. She also comes with 2 holding hands and a bow. It's a nice looking bow. It's brown instead of the black and white that Hawkeye had. Looks very good. You can pull the string with the other hand. I don't want to break it or anything, so I'm just going to keep it sort of neatly taut, I guess. It's a nice looking bow, and the hands work really well and look great. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Moon Knight himself is up next. His show got a lot of love for Legends, which is pretty nice. I do find that he is a little bit, I guess, too gray for me. I wouldn't have minded more white with some, black wash, but that would probably cost too much money, and they had to make a whole new mold for this guy, so we might get a better one down the line, but I don't think it's my Moon Knight, I would say. He looks great, though. As far as all the paint and detailing on him, spot on. I just want to give him a wash, maybe a little bit more white paint, and that'd be fine. But as far as articulation, back, forward, all the way around, swivel's fine. The cape, you can move up and down a little bit and out if you want to get him going whoosh and stuff like that. You go up this far, down, all the way around. You do get a swivel right over here in this really crumbly looking kind of thing. Why is it not cupped? Why is it flat? They didn't do this right, I don't think. That looks awful. You go up this far. Come on, get up there. Yeah, these are somewhat new joints to me. It's okay, I guess. Not really as good as it probably could be, I would think. Having it go flush would be the best. Swivel and then back up and down on this thing right over here. Moving this down, you do get a ball all the way around. You don't get a swivel at the waist. You go back this far, forward this far, side to side, all the way around is fine. You get splits out here, down. I love the writing on here, and this little loincloth thing is cool with the moon right there. That's nice. I don't know what the writing means, but it's pretty nice. Out, in, up this far, down. Trying to get the cape out of the way for the leg articulation going up. It's just alright, I guess. You get a swivel right over here. Tell me what this means in the comments. Down, up, and then pivot with 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. I like this Moon Knight figure. I don't love it. The sculpt is very nicely done, but I don't find the articulation to be really up to snuff. The paint could be way better, and I'm not disappointed. I'm just kind of waiting for the next one, I guess, when they make him better. He does stand at a little over 6 inches tall, maybe 6 1/4 or so. As far as accessories goes, he comes with these 2 hands that can hold these little moonerangs, I would call them. They're nicely done, the hands, by the way. They're wrapped up. The hands can go swivel and then down and up instead of in and out. These are nice pieces, and they'd be great on their own. By the way, tell me what this is in the comments. All these different writings, I need to know what they mean. These would be nice on their own, right? Take them off, put Moon Knight aside, and on the inside you can combine them, which is a really, really nice feature, and it's super cool. That's great. The one big moons and 2 moons, that's amazing. Putting in his hand, it's easy. It can fit really well, and that is good. Yep, that's real good. And now we have He Who Remains. Yes, Kang, at least, is going to be my number 3 for this whole section. I really like this figure a lot. For me, he looks great. My only complaint is that he needs a little bit more texture, I think, on his clothing. That's it. There is some right over here on this new sort of tunic piece right over here. You put in detail over here. They could have put a lot more detail into his actual cloak. That would have been great. I don't remember in the show if it was really detailed or not, but it could use something else, I would think. This symbol's really nice over here. It looks awesome. I believe it's shared over here or something different, I guess. But he's so unique and awesome and very mysterious and mystical. I like him a lot. He's great. The head sculpt is fantastic. I cannot wait to see Jonathan Majors rock it as Kang in Quantumania. He just looks fantastic in this, and I hope they come with a head sculpt with the little scars, you know, for Kang. If not, I'm fine with this. So you get a swivel and all the way around and back and forward with the dumbbell joint over here, some nice pivot and everything. You get out this far, down, all the way around pretty much. You need to watch out for this. It does give you a little resistance, but not too much. Swivel over here with a single joint elbow going up this far, down. You get a swivel and then up and down. It's a little bit loose on mine. As far as accessories, he comes with an apple that I really like and I could use 20 more of. I love getting food and different accessories like that in my collection. It has a little gold stem, which is pretty cool and kind of rolled away. Harkens back to the sort of Adam and Eve kind of apple, which is nice. It's that kind of choice that he gives to, you know, it's a nice little allegory, I think, with the figure. It's really cool. I'm not even going to go into much detail with it, whatever. We also do get a joint that goes around and up and down, kind of. A little bit of swivel over here. You mostly swivels, though, at least. You do get out pretty far. There is a split in this thing right over here. On this side, pretty much so, too. You also get in and then up. Not really that far. Back, not really that far. You get a knee that's hard to see. It goes up really far and really nice, though. You do get a pivot here, and then down, and then up. With the sandals are great. I love the sculpt on this. It's awesome. And 2 peg holes. Yeah, it was kind of a haphazard review for a haphazard guy, but I just can't wait to see He Who Remains, Kang. Give me more Jonathan Majors in the MCU, please. He looks awesome and stands at about 6 inches tall. Khonshu is in second place. He is a beautiful, imposing figure. My only issue is he's so big, and a couple other problems with him. So let's look at him. This bird skull is beautiful. His head is awesome. I love how this is done. This puts shame to classic Loki. Look at this beautiful texturing here. Looks really nicely done with the paint. That's awesome. We get some nice dirt splotches all along the side of the body, going down to the front down here on the legs. The wrappings are really nicely done and beautiful. My big issue with him is this big cloak. Can't really get out of the way that much when doing like a kneeling pose or something. And that is kind of a bummer. I wish it was a little more free-flowing and flexible, but instead it's pre-posed to be on the ground, and it even doesn't even touch the ground, so that doesn't make any sense. Kind of weird. More modeling over here. He looks wonderful, especially this head sculpt. It's fantastic. But how he moves is left and right, up and down. It's on a ball. Get some attitude over here. You also can go with his arm. Goes up this far, down this far, all the way around. With the arm, it's kind of difficult to move sometimes. You do get a swivel at the bicep over here. Double jointed elbows work very nicely. His staff hand can go up and down. The staff itself looks really cool. Very nicely done. Dark gray with a little bit of gold on it. Nice little mystical, magical, wonderful touch. Beautifully done on this staff. It's very nice. The bottom is pretty cool too. You can go up and down on it a little bit if you wish. You can also swivel this hand as well. This one can swivel and then goes down and then up. You do get some waist articulation, at least chest, going around this far and then back and forward pretty nicely. You do get the splits going this far and down, up with the leg, back not so much. You do get a double jointed knee that works out pretty well. A little bit farther up too, very nicely done on that. No calf articulation once again. Swivel right over here, at least a pivot, and then down and up with 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Khonshu is imposing, wonderful looking, creepy, and awesome. I just wish I had the space to put in my collection. I'm already getting full up as is. But while I have him, I do appreciate Khonshu. He looks very nice and is super cool. And he also stands at about 8.5 inches tall or so, maybe 10 inches, even more to the top of his staff. And finally, we have She-Hulk. She just looks excellent to me. I really love the little bursts of green in her hair. that just like wrap around. That's really nicely done and a great little touch. It's perfectly painted and awesome. The head sculpt is very nice. I like it a lot. I'm not sure if this is the one with the forehead or the one without, but I do like this figure a lot. It looks great. There has been an issue with the character that the forehead has been pulled back because the hair was put on incorrectly. This is fantastic. This is great. I really love this a lot. The head sculpt is awesome. It looks really nicely done. Spot on to the character from the show, down to every little detail. Fantastic. You get a swivel right over here, a back and a forward, and left and right pivot all the way around. You do get up pretty nicely, down all the way around. Doesn't chew, by the way, on this. Very good paint. Swivel, double jointed, elbows. Perfect. Perfect. Jazz hands go in and out, up and down. Very nicely done. She also comes with a pair of fists that work out really well and have the same articulation. They're nice. You also get out this far, in, up this far, down, back, all the way. Pretty nicely done. Not like perfect, but the contour and shape works out very well. You do get a swivel right over here at the top. I like how this runs into each other, how it makes like the shape and how this goes into that. Very nicely done on that. You also get a pivot and then down and up with two peg holes at the front of the feet, interestingly enough. The shoes are very nicely done. I like getting different, footwear for the characters. That's pretty nice. Good for customizing and kit bashing. We could always use more regular old shoes. Miles Morales, maybe Gwen could wear these. Who knows? Yeah, these shoes are really cool. And the back of the figure looks really nice too. The shape, contour is awesome. I also think that the sculpting is really nice too, with the striations on the back that leading down. It's very wonderfully done. It's really cool and great. Even this lines up really well. The amount of detail they put into this is very nicely done. And yeah, she's my favorite out of this whole grouping. Really great figure. I'm very happy with how She-Hulk was done. And she stands at about 7 inches tall. Overall, this batch of Disney Plus live-action figures is a mixed bag. Once again, I find that this time there's a lot of quality control issues holding the figures back from being really good, and some other issues such as paint, sculpt, or articulation, and accessories holding them back as well. Sharon Carter is the worst of the bunch. She-Hulk is the best of the bunch. The rest are around the middle. I would not recommend classic Loki. I might recommend the Hawkeyes and the Ms. Marvel figure. Jimmy Woo is a hit or miss. He Who Remains is a definite get, as well as She-Hulk. Khonshu, if you like figures that large. But along with him, there are a lot of figures that have a lot of drawbacks and don't really get up to their potential, which is a shame because I find that this whole line of figures is slowly dying out for me. The prices are getting higher, the quality is getting lower, and I feel like Marvel Legends and Hasbro need to step their game up to keep me going with these lines. I do like all these characters, but with the lackluster performance of Phase 4 in Marvel, I hope that Phase 5 and Kang will reignite my love for Legends. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned!